מורי ורבותיי, dear community, where's Rabbi Daniel? Most likely is busy. I see the renovation upstairs and I love it. I love it. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. The door is already brand new, Baruch Hashem. It's going to be עוד יותר טוב, ועוד יותר טוב, ועוד יותר טוב, ועוד יותר טוב, ועוד יותר טוב, ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. גמרנו. רק טוב, רק טוב. The synagogues, your house, your shalom bayit, your education of children, your parnasa, that you're going to have unlimited good, Be'ezrat Hashem. And more good, and more good, and more good. If this is so, the Rabbi spoke about happiness. How happiness is important. Listen to this. I say it in my communities, and I want you to hear it. Charlie Chaplin was there. I don't know, most of you know, I believe, some of you young, but us in our age, Charlie Chaplin was the most talented, the most brilliant, funniest human being in the world. I believe that even though that he was a Jew, he's one of the only people that Ymach Shemo, V'Shem Zichro, Hitler didn't kill. He didn't kill him. There's many opinions why. One of them, he really liked his jokes. Second one, he wanted to show the world that as much that he is laughing, the Jews, they're still good. You see, they're happy, they're making jokes. It was a purpose, Ymach Shemo, but anyway. And Charlie Chaplin one time came into a crowd, and he said a joke. If you can get me two cups of water, I would be happy. Seltzer is good. It's good, yes. Where we are. He said the joke in front of the crowd. Everybody fell down and laugh. He repeated the same joke. He said, wow, this joke is so good. He repeated it twice. This time, how many people laugh? Only a few people. you hear joke twice. And then he repeated the joke once again. And this time, nobody laughed. So listen to his analogy. Charlie Chaplin analogy. I'm going to read it from inside. I love it. אם אתם לא מסוגלים לצחוק מאותה בדיחה יותר מפעמיים, למה אתם בוכים מאותו כאב 1,000 פעמים? Wow. If you cannot laugh from the same joke twice, why you suffer from the same pain again and again and again, and you stick with us? 2 weeks you go with the sour face. What's the big deal? The same joke when you hear it twice. Okay, we got the message. The husband did certain things. The wife did certain things. You move forward, no? For 1 week, Tisha B'Av. Why bad things happen to good people? Why me? The husband is going around. He doesn't know what to do. Why we have to drag the pain so long? A joke you don't drag. You get one-time joke, that's it. Next. Charlie Chaplin said, the worst day in your life, היום הכי מבוזבז, the most wasted day in your life is a day that you didn't laugh. So I will tell you something. What's the benefits? Before we move into Chodesh Nisan, we are in the last few days of Chodesh Adar, and we know that the rule, what's the rule of Chodesh Adar? Mishenichnas Adar. Why Simcha? Why happiness is so important? Happiness is the pipe of all the Shefa. The Rabbi just spoke about it. But why? Today I'm going to give you secrets. Beautiful secrets. A gift to these communities. 4 days before the month of Adar is finished, you still have 4 days to get the 3 greatest blessings in life. What's the 3 greatest blessings in life? ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו. Amen. What's the 3 greatest blessings in life? What do we ask always in life? What do we ask?
Health, happiness.
Beautiful.
Parnasa.
Health, cash, parnaso, yesho, parnaso, arvacho, atzlacho. Okay. They ask me, why do we call Yeshua? Now, I don't know how do you spell it. Yeshua meaning bullshit. Don't make malagan. Better. My name is last name Baklinov. They ask me, why do you call it? The meaning of Yeshua meaning yeshiva. to sit down. But my interpretation is different. Yeshua meaning somebody that have a big miracles. Yeshua, Anna Hashem, Moshiach, right? Who is the one? The owner of the restaurant. Every Yeshua is making a lot of money, this guy. Somebody's making money here. Yeshua Gedolah, Baruch Hashem. Now we're asking for money, we're asking for health, and we're asking, and this is the most important, even better, health is brilliant, okay? Life is brilliant. What can be the greatest?
Kids.
Beautiful.
Kids.
Nachat me'eladim. To make sure that our children will follow Torah mitzvot, with all this internet generation, with all these obstacles that exist, may our children will go b'derech Hashem, and they're going to follow the footsteps of God. And this is the three blessings that we ask. You see, I told you that in 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you in exactly 3 seconds. Bevenei, Chayei, Vemezonei. Khundul, Ashkenaz, when they bump into each other, I really become Bukharian, Baruch Hashem. No. When they bump into each other, they don't, Sephardi give you 25-minute blessing. He doesn't understand and you don't understand. Ashkenazim, they said short to the point. The best compliment that you can get from Ashkenazi, and this is a lifetime compliment. You are a mensch. Do you know what's the level to be a mensch? It's much more easy to be religious from being a human being. To put kippah costs nothing. How much? $5? Beard costs nothing. And you look like a rabbi. That's it. Now, Baruch Hashem. Now, if you wake up next, you really believe that you're Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi, when I'm walking, everybody have to stand. I wake up in the net. And if you're doing daf yomi, why Gedol Ador? You're making book next to you, you're making selfie, you look like Chacham Ovadia. Baruch Hashem, because you're making daf yomi. But to stay a human being next to your wife, to act right, to be a mensch in business, not to steal, not to lie. You know how difficult is that? It's much more easy to be religious. Keeping Shabbat is easy. Giving charity to feel good is easy. Easy, Rabbi, don't look at me like this. I'm this one, and I give donation, and my name is in the Hashem, Melech Hashem. It's all good. But to be a mensch, to be a human being, this is a lifetime job. This is the greatest compliment. How do we know it? Because in the tefillah, how do we start the tefillah? Le'olam yeh adam. And only then Yireh Shamayim, Talmid Chacham, whatever you want. First of all, be, in Bukharian they say Odam. Odam. Mensch is Odam in Bukharian. Be a human being. If your wife give you a compliment that you're Adam, why? You're Avraham Avinu right now. Nah, באמת you can feel good. You know what it means to get compliment b'chadrei chodorim? In the closed doors, when nobody see you, when there's no show off. Somebody asked me, Rabbi, what's his Yirat Shamayim? How do you know that you have a fear of God? It's very simple. If you pray at home the same time that you pray in the synagogue, you have Yirat Shamayim. In the synagogue, 25 minutes, Shema Yisrael, Kavanot, Balagan, 45 minutes tefillah. In the house, 5 minutes. I don't understand. This is not the same God that you pray? Yirat Shamayim meaning, if you act with your wife in the house, the same way that you act with your wife outside, you are fear of God. You are Udam. You are a mensch. And the second compliment that Ashkenazim is given, when this is not a compliment, it's a blessing. May God will bless you with what? Bevenei Chayei Umezoni. Bevenei meaning children. To have children. That your children will be Yireh Shamayim. Children is going to be healthy. May you're going to have successful children. Spirituality, physically, emotionally. Chayei meaning life, health, happy life. And Mezoni meaning cash. The three blessings. And exactly 3 seconds, they give you the blessing. Every time you're going to see the rabbis that come from Williamsburg, they give you two kind of brachot. Either Shefa Bracha V'Atzlocha, or Chasidei Chabad, Bevenei Chayei Umezoni. Now, why I'm telling you that? Very simple. We said everything depends on happiness, right? So, how much is numerical number of Bevenei Chayei Umezoni? Bevenei Beit Nun Yud Yud, Chayei Chet Yud Yud, Mezone Mem Vav Zayin, Nun Yud. I will tell you. Exactly 2 205. Lucky number, 205. Do you know which word in Hebrew come to 205? Mishenichnas. Which month? Adar. Aleph, Dalet, Resh. Resh is 200. Dalet is 4. Aleph is 1. 205. If you are happy, you're going to get the 3 greatest blessings in life. Vevene chaye yomezoni. Depends on what? Mishenichnas Adar. Marbin besimcha. Imagine yourself, you're coming no matter what. You had a bad day, good days, in between. And you're coming home and your wife never feel you're suffering. Your husband doesn't need to join all the headache that your children did or the job that you had, nothing. You always create a happy environment in the house. My wife, my mother, may God will give her long and healthy life. When I was young, I'm talking about even before I got married, I was already a rabbi in Florida, in the Sunshine State, Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale, there was a synagogue over there, and they invited me to become the rabbis and to give shiur Torah and this. Now, for almost 2 years or 1 year, I didn't get paid completely not. They just paid the gas. The gas in the car. What does it mean the car? The car was half dead. Every day I say Kaddish at home and then Kaddish the Rabbanan. Al Israel, and it was a miracle. Every day he was working. I will tell you how bad was the car. One time I put, Chabad, they put Chanukiyot. I put Chanukiah in the car. I was driving, and I see red light. I'm pushing the brakes. It's not working. I'm trying. I said, Borei Olam, please. I'm pushing so long. Now, some of you will think, especially if you're a mechanic, to put on brakes and to go slowly, whatever. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know what to drive. I'm pushing gas. I push gas. I said, at least if I'm making mistakes, let's do it first. Before. And who have a green light? A police. A police have green light, and I pass red light next to him, and his eyes. עוד יותר טוב, ועוד יותר טוב, ותמיד יהיה לי רע טוב. I'm sitting there, I say, Borei Olam, you open the light. In Florida, they have this light, they look like aliens. All the sheriffs and all the hi, good morning. They're talking to you 20 minutes just to say good morning. And then they give you 7 tickets. Rednecks, why? He opened the light, and he's driving behind me. And I'm driving like I don't see him. I say, Borei Olam, I see only you, Hashem, only you. And he moved aside, and he drove. He shut off the light, and he drove. So they pay only, and I didn't get any money. My mother came to visit me. And, my mother always had the dream that we're going to become a doctor, or lawyers. That we're going to go into the secular world. And not secular meaning not religious, but secular meaning study-wise. She never saw, she had the mind that we're going to be successful in buildings, and apartments, and houses, and money. And she came in, she see that I'm working 12 to 14 hours a day, back-to-back shiurim, and I don't get paid. And in the beginning, she was fuming. And 2 weeks later, when she had to go back home, I said, no, Ima, so what's the conclusion? I thought I'm going to get, why? 25-minute speech. How bad, and I have to come to Israel. She said, Asher, I'm very happy. I want you to stay over there. I said, Ima, you sure? You don't want me to be a lawyer? He said, I want you, but I give up these dreams. What exactly happened? All my life, you tell me, doctor, lawyer, balagan. What exactly happened? She said, Be'emet, a mother wants to see a child happy. And I never saw you so happy, so much happy, like you right now in these jobs. Forget about the money, forget about anything. Nothing is more important from happiness. I went out with my wife after we got married. When she had when she was pregnant, only then you can ask these questions. You never ask the questions in the beginning. I said, I want to make sure that she's not going nowhere. So after she had the baby was already preparing the way out. I told the doctor, my wife have construction. He said, no, how do you call it? Contraction. I said, no. I'm not making mistakes. Construction. He said, what construction? He said, my son building the way out. He's working on the way out. Construction. So I asked my wife, why do you choose me? I have endless reason why I choose my wife. But why do you choose me? I'm asking myself, And she said, because when I was sitting down with you on the first date, 3.5 hours, and I saw next to me a happy person. A person that Borei Olam blessed with endless happiness. And I said, wow, life is tough anyway. At least we're going to pass it with a smile. Everybody have obstacles. Rabbi, no rabbi, rich people. Some people here have money, some people... What do you think that the people that have money do not have headache? Even more. מרבה נכסים, מרבה דאגה is guarantee. The more money you have, the more headache. The more stores, the more this, the more... But the question is, how do you pass? The rabbi said, it's all about the approach. If you're a happy person, obstacle you're going to have, like everybody. But it's going to be easy obstacles. Because you're always going to have a smile. Does it cost something? Cost to smile? Doesn't cost nothing and change life. I always tell the wife, you want to make your husband happy? Give a smile. It costs nothing and change life. You wake up in the morning with a sour face, you give him face of Tisha B'Av, the guy doesn't know where to jump. Why? What did I do? Hatati, Aviti, Pashati. You wake up in the morning with cup of tea, cup of coffee, and you give a smile. Jolam Bazam, 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 my husband, I'm so lucky to have you, trust me. Bura Bura Cancun is on the way. By the way, such a smile, you have 1 week. This Pesach, you're not in the house. You're going to a vacation in Pesach, Pesach in Cancun. What you did? Only thing is to be happy. Happiness generates the 3 greatest blessings in life. If this is so, let's got another point, and then we're going to start the show. The second point is very important. I just came out from Yeshua. One of my community members, my neighbor, and I spoke over there, and I said, what's the purpose of Yeshua? What's the purpose of our life? What's the purpose of our life? Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to remember this one. This week, Shabbat HaChodesh, right? What do we do in Shabbat HaChodesh? We take two Sifrei Torah, beautiful. Last week, we took how many Sifrei Torah? 2, why 2? Shabbat, Para, beautiful. 4 weeks ago, we took 2, why 2? Shabbat, Zachor. 5 weeks ago, we took 3, why 3? Shkalim, Rosh Chodesh, and Shabbat, beautiful. My question to you is as follows. When you have 3 Sifrei Torah, when you have 2 Sifrei Torah, a Chodesh הזה, or Parashat, which one is first? Parashat Shavua or a Chodesh? Parashat Shavua. Which one is first? Rosh Chodesh or Parashat Shavua? Rosh Chodesh is first. Which one is first? Shabbat. Always Parashat Shavua. Which one is first? Parashat Zachor. Parashat Zachor is the Oraita. The only time that you come to a synagogue in Shabbat, and that one is obligation from the Bible, is Parashat Zachor. Every Shabbat that we come in to pray, is not from the Bible, it's from the Rabbanan. It's the Rabbi tell you. Parashat Zachor, which one is first? Zachor or Parashat Shavua? Why? Why Parashat Shavua, the weekly parasha, it's always first? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a message that if you're going to remember this message, I see that most of you, young, you still have young children, your life is going to be as happy as that it can be. Listen to the conclusion that I got. Do you know why this first? Because the Gemara said, Halacha b'Shulchan Aruch, Tadir v'she'eno tadir, tadir kodem. When you have something consistent and something that comes once in a blue moon, you choose what? The consistency. Even though that in our generation we don't choose the consistency, we choose the excitements. We choose the new face. In order to do Sheva Berachot every day, what do you have to have? When a person, a man and a woman get married, they have 7 days of blessing, right? What do we need every day? New face. Well, why? Because you need something unique. Everybody is focusing in the new face. How many new faces you need? 1 or 2. How many old faces? 8. So which one is more important, the 8 or the 2? That's it. That's it. We like excitements. We like something that is new. We forgot that according to the Torah, the old, the consistency is the most important. The weekly parasha is more important from the Oraita. Because this is every week. Tadir v'she'eno tadir. When you do something consistent. One of my students, the owner of Children's Place, one time I came to him when I was a rabbi in the Syrian community. It was 20 years ago. It's 20 years ago. I was the rabbi of the Syrian community for 8 years. And in the beginning, we had no minyan in Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Because you know, Bukhari and Syrian, they're almost the same. The children like to play with the parents. He took time to convince them to open Youth Minyan. Because parents, especially during the holidays, what mean youth? You sit next to your father. This was the tradition. Especially Arabs. A lack of respect. So in the first two years, I had no minyan. Until we built it. You know, it's not nice that you run in a synagogue and very successful one. When Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is no minyan. It's embarrassment, you know. Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, that minyan. Eventually, some get for me. That minyan is Rosh Hashanah. I came to Ezra and I told him, Ezra, I don't know what I tell you. I don't feel so comfortable. It's no minyan. He told me, Rabbi Vaknin, I will teach you something. He's going to many trips. He's flying to Hong Kong, he's flying to Florida, he's flying to Vegas, he's flying. He said, Rabbi Vaknin, you know, Children's Place have maybe over 1,000 stores all over the world, especially 1,000 only in America. So he's flying a lot. And he said, Rabbi, he went to Missouri, I don't know you call it Missouri, the land of suffering, I don't know, dead end in America, Utah, all these places. He said, Rabbi, what do you prefer? Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur that is going to be packed and then empty the whole year? Or packed the whole year, meaning I have Shacharit, Mincha, and Arvit. Daily basis. Shiur Torah, Shabbat, full, packed, everything. But no Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. So what is better for you? So that's right, you got the message. You're right 100%. It's better to have consistency from having, why I'm telling you that? Because my older brother, the Tzaddik, one of the 5 biggest rabbis in our generation, one time he spoke with me on the phone, and he told me a chidush that literally, not a chidush, a word in his interpretation that literally changed my life. I'm working in it more and more. I need to work in it. I'm not talking only to you, I'm talking to myself as well. David HaMelech started Tehillim by saying what? Asher yeshveh betecha. Asher yeshveh betecha, we interpret it to be what? How fortunate is the one that's sitting in the house of God. My older brother said, no. They have a second interpretation much better. How fortunate is the one that's sitting at home with the wife and children. Unreal. We're going into Yeshuot, we're going to Shiur Torah, we're going to weddings, all day and all night. We have a reason why not to be at home. Come David HaMelech and tell you, do you want to have great children? Do you want to have Shalom Bayit? Asher yeshveh betecha. A fortunate is the one that spends his time in the house. Do not rush. I came to you from Yeshua. Usually people in Yeshua stay 3 hours. Yeshua is Memorial Day. They stay 3 hours. I said, gentlemen, why do you need to stay here 3 hours? 1 hour you come to respect and you're moving forward. These 3 hours is in the price of your children and your wife. What is more important? Yeshua or your wife and children? What is more important? A weddings? You went into the weddings, what's the purpose? To give a gift. You give the gift. What's the big deal? No, we have to be the one that closes the door. You're not a family member. And they're going to have minyan without you. Why do you have to stay here until 1 o'clock? Why, so bad at home? Why was it so easy to leave the house? Tadir v'she'eno tadir. Tadir kodem. Asaf, what a message, huh? What a message. Be'emet, life message. Life changing. Shiur Torah, it's all good. Make Shiur Torah in the morning. At night, you coming in, you stay with your family. Spend time. I have a student of mine. He used to be my student. Right now he's going to other synagogues. Next to my community. He's a pharmacist. I love him because he makes competition with me and he's much better. The whole summer, me and my wife have a tradition. When I have a vacation from the exam, so at night, 9 o'clock or sometimes 6 o'clock, I'm walking with my wife every night. And we leave the phones in the house. And I'm walking every night almost. We spend time, half an hour to 40 minutes, we walk together every night. Even Rabbi Vaknin, the one that over 1,200 couples came to him for Shalom Bayit. Need to work about his Shalom Bayit as well. Nobody can skip the issues in Shalom Bayit, don't think. Now I'm giving advice, nobody is masterpiece. Only Borei Olam is masterpiece, that's it. We are all human beings and all of us have to work in our Shalom Bayit. So I'm working. And he's not doing it only in the summer, this student. He's doing it every day for the whole year. I see him working with his wife every day. Unreal. Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. When you want your husband to stay, remind him the pasuk. David HaMelech start Tehillim by saying how fortunate is the one that stay at home, that spend times. How fortunate is the one that stay at home. This time you got it? Okay. Just want to make sure. I hope I was not too aggressive. He's afraid. Most likely he said, this is Israeli. I don't want, What a beautiful message. A message to remind all of us. Nothing is greater. And ladies, gentlemen, especially gentlemen, women, they are righteous. Our wives, they are righteous because they are always at home. They are always with the children. They are always spending times. They are the ones that give up their life and their career for our successful. When we run in to make business and to be successful, I'm sorry, ladies deserve to get the credit. I'm not here to be politically correct. And when they need to hear from me, they hear very well. I'm not from the rabbi that choosing one side. No. Emet is my side. But in the same times, ladies, and we don't have to complain so much, they're at home at all time. In order to convince your wife to go out, you need a major reason. But a man, not enough that you're out all day long, even at night you have to leave. Remember, gentlemen, right now I'm going to remind you, before it's going to be late. And you know why David HaMelech said? Do you know why David HaMelech said? Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm not going to touch details so much, because I have to be very careful when I'm talking about tzaddikim. They are not people that I can judge who I am. I'm zero, afar va'efer. To speak about David HaMelech, Melech HaMashiach. But David HaMelech did have a child, a rebellion child, Avshalom. A child that chased him to kill him. A child that had intimacy with all the wife of David HaMelech. Intimacy with his stepmothers. A child that went ballistics. You don't understand how far he went. And maybe David HaMelech asked himself why. I was a rabbi changing the world. By the way, this is the price of being a rabbi. Being a rabbi is the price is you sacrifice your life and your children's life and your children's life and your wife's life. For what? For the sake of the community. But who give you the authorization to do it? I'm sorry. Who give you the authorization to do it? I have a new shiur, new class in towns. We have to go. Gentlemen, Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. How fortunate you want to do chavruta, do it on the phones. Stay at home. Let your children see you study. Open the book, study with your children. What's the big deal? Go and find time to spend with your wife. We are, a minute that is a reason, we are out. David HaMelech is telling us, I know some of you do not like what I said, but I'm not here to tell you what you like to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. We are Israelis, we're not coming here to be politically correct. We come in, I'm speaking to myself and happen to be that you're in the room, and all of us have to hear it. Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. Remember this pasuk. If you came tonight just to hear this one, it was worthy. Emet? Is any greater message from how? Can you repeat the pasuk? Can you repeat? Beautiful. Kapara alecha. Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. אין עליך שם. בטח, תצחק, בטח, טוב. It's a pleasure. Somebody got the message. Say, from now you want me? Come to my house. That's it. The rabbi said, Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. Wow, what a message, what a message. Charity start at home. Tadir ושאינו tadir, tadir קודם. Your wife is much more important from any other ladies outside. Your husband is the most precious human being from any other man or any other one, and even from your best friends. Do you know why? He is tadir. Tadir meaning consistent. When something is consistent, I always tell ladies, when your husband come home, you want to give him the smile of his life, very simple. Greet him with a smile and hang up the phones. If you watch something, stop watching. If you're talking to your friends and purpose continue to talk, open the door and tell next to your husband, my dear friends, my husband just came out. I will call you later. Boom, you hang up. And why, your husband is walking in. I was always knew that I respected. Why, bullshit, the man. No, you're talking, I know. Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. I will end with this one regarding to this topic. When they need us, we have no time for them. When we need them, they have no time for us. When the children is young and they need us, Abba, we don't have time. We fly into Vegas, we fly into Hong Kong, we fly into this, America, we're running money. I'm going to buy you iPhone, I'm going to buy you shoes, I'm going to buy you. Your son didn't ask you for shoes. He asked you for quality times. Abba, sit down and play with me. Nothing, we don't have times. Conquer the world. When you have unlimited money and you're 60 years old, and you build the synagogues and you build communities, and then you're sitting down right now, you have synagogues, you have money, you have businesses, everything is working, and you're calling your children, Junam Bazam, my dear children, I need you. They tell you, Mechila, I don't have time for you right now, Abba. It's too late. Now I'm running to make money. When they need us, we do not have time for them. When we're going to need them, they're not going to have time for us. Gentlemen, ladies, if your children need you, if your wife needs you, it's the time to be there. It's the time to spend as much time with your children and with your wife, especially if your children is small. Because then there's no one to talk. When they're 20, they don't really need you. Okay, you're talking 2 minutes, you're talking 3 minutes, what's the big deal? No, hi-bye, exactly, hi-bye. Now is the time that they still want to play with you, they still want to be with you, they still want to study with you. Don't lose this gift. Nothing is going to help you after to cry. You're going to cry, so what? The world is moving. The train is already left. What exactly tears is going to help? Don't cry, just do it right now. You're still young, and you're going to remember this message Rabbi Vaknin teach me, and Rabbi Vaknin changed my life. For years, you're going to say thank you that you came tonight to the show. Years. Asaf, thank you very much for opening the whole synagogue only for this message. Only to this message. Because nobody will tell you such a message. Everybody's trying to promote you, to come to the classes and to come here and to do as much. And I tell you, Ashrei Betecha. What's the pasuk? Superman, what's the pasuk? I love the Superman. What's the pasuk? Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. That's it. What's the pasuk? That's it. Now, if you need your husband at home, restaurant, balagan, run in the wood, you call them and you said,
how do you get the husband out of the house? You're telling him to only stay home.
Why? Next topic.
You're gonna stay up, tell me to stay home now.
When you have your wife and your grandson, who should you listen to? I mean,
Very nice. Obvious, when we have parents and a husband or wife, priority-wise, a husband, if you want to ask questions before we're going to move to, I don't know if we need to move to a new topic, because this is the most important topic. What you got today, right now, if you apply it to your life, that's it. You will never have any issues in Shalom Bayit. You will never have any issues in Shalom Bayit, this damn it. But I'm going to continue a little more, but if you want to ask questions, I'm free. Baruch Hashem. 29 years of experience, being a messenger of God, only a messenger of God. Any question you want, if we can answer, why not? The question is priority-wise between the parents too. We have to be very careful, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies. Do not demand so much from your husband, meaning do not take him completely away from his parents. And gentlemen as well, do not take your wife completely from her parents. Because they're the one, first of all, Kibud Urim, what goes around comes around. You have to know. Kibud Urim is the only guarantee, the second mitzvah, the only second mitzvah that God guarantees you in this world. Leman yarichun yamecha v'leman yitav lach. God will give you a long life and a healthy life. I mean, be very careful not to disrespect your parents. Be very careful not to mess around with parents. You parents and our parents, by the way, you also obligated to respect your parents. You know, how do you know that? Anyone know how do you know that you have to respect your parents? You know? כבד את אביך ואת. Why do we need את? כבד אביך ואמך. There's many explanations, but one of the opinions that the Gemara said, את לרבות is father-in-law. את לרבות is mother-in-law. Meaning to respect your father-in-law and mother-in-law is part of Kibbud Urim. Known to be in our tradition is, the first baby is going to the father, the Brit Milah, the second baby is going to father-in-law. When they invite me to be a sandak, I always ask, very few rabbis ask, I do not like to be sandak, I'm sorry to tell you. The only two questions I'm asking and only then I decide. They invite me many times to be sandak. I say, one second. Your father was a sandak? If the answer is yes, your father-in-law was the sandak? Only then I will tell him yes. First of all, your father and your father-in-law have to be the priority. Charity starts at home. It's nice to respect rabbis, but your parents is not less important, I'm sorry. Kibbud Urim is one of the greatest mitzvah that you can do. Don't take it lightly. I will tell you a profound idea is why Kibbud Urim, and then I'm going to answer why Kibbud Urim is so important. Why Kibbud Urim is so important? You're going to hear something tonight that you never heard. I don't have any good mood tonight, Baruch Hashem. I love this community, they always put me in inspiration. Listen to this. Kibbud Urim, you know why Kibbud Urim is so important? Because Kibbud Urim is, they said, if you have, how many people took, how many partners took to bring each one of us to the world? How many partners we need? 3. Beautiful. Who is the 3? Beautiful. God, your father and your mother. Beautiful. God brought the soul. Our neshama came from God. Our vein came from the mother. And our bones came from the father. Right? Beautiful. This is what the Gemara said. Loven Shabo, Adom Shabo. What the Gemara said. Okay. Now, what exactly happened if 2 partners is against 1? Who is winning? Always 2. No, you're not in the business, I see. No, a man will never answer like this. 2 partners against is 66 against 33. Percent-wise, even stack-wise, you're out. You can build a company. If you sold the company 1% extra, meaning you sold 51% of the company, and you have 49, they can fire you tomorrow. That's it. 1%, not 66. Beautiful. I saw a profound explanation. If a person do not behave well, meaning is not the most righteous human being, maybe even Shabbat he doesn't keep, Kashrut he doesn't keep. The guy is a walking balagan. You know, God said, why did I need him in this world? The guy is walking, he doesn't follow anything that I said. But he is expert in Kibbud Urim. Expert. Do you know what exactly happened? God cannot take him out. Why? The 2 parents said, my son, kapara, my son, the way, my daughter, the way that she respects me, why? Give my daughter long life, give my son healthy life. Can God go against it? No, you know why? Because he's 2 against 1. But if you are religious, perfect, Shomer Shabbat, Kashrut, law of purity, Lashon Hara, שמירת העיניים, שמירת הברית, שמירת האוזניים, שמירת הנץ, דף יומי, anything. But you are horrible in Kibbud Urim. And you don't talk to your parents, you don't respect them, you don't. And the parents said, why do we need such a child? I wish we never had him. God said, I have to take him out. Because he's 2 against 1. So maybe you're righteous in the eyes of God, you have to live here until 120. But if the 2, you hear that? How important is Kibbud Urim? Unread. 2 partners against 1. אחרי רבים להטעות. We always follow the majority. If this is so, but we still have to remember, to disrespect you're not allowed. To course, to answer back. Even if your son-in-law or your daughter-in-law, you cannot. But one thing, you're allowed. If the relationship between your parents caused issues in Shalom Bayit, you choose your home first. Your home meaning your wife, your home meaning your husband. You never choose any opinion against the opinion of your husband. You never choose any opinion against the opinion of your wife. That's it. This is the only opinion that exists. You have to respect, but respect doesn't mean that you have to live next to them. Respect doesn't mean that they have to live in your house. They have a pasuk. The pasuk said, Shalom, Shalom, larachok ולקרוב. The Chidush Yarim, one of the Gur Rebbe, he read like this: sometimes the best peace is to be far. כמה רחוק, כמה מתוק. As far that you get is the sweetest that you become. Yes, you still respect your parents in the highest level. You're still calling, you're still going to visit, but don't force your husband or don't force your wife. If they don't like each other, gentlemen, the fact that your mother and your wife do not like each other is normal. Is almost impossible and not normal if your wife like her daughter-in-law, or if your mother like your wife. It's miracle. My mother and my wife in love with each other. You don't understand the best relationship, you know why? Because I live here and my mother is in Israel. They're talking with each other on the phone. חג שמח, שנה טובה, תימח בך תימח. עוד יותר טוב, אמא אין עלייך. That's it. They hang up the phone, next month. Guarantee for shalom bayit, guarantee for good relationship, guarantee. You always choose your spouse. If this is so, I'm going to share with you something. Now that you're going to stay at home, now that after these lectures that you're going to stay much more at home, and I want to see, because באמת, you know, we spoke about Purim happiness. You know what's the message of Pesach? What's the message of Pesach? What's the biggest message of Pesach? Speaking, jump over that the Jews what? It was saved. Purim is not. Hanukkah is not. I 100%, but this is the message of all holidays. October 7 is not. Baruch Hashem, thank God. We are walking. Not only stay home. Family first. You put your children, ויגדתה לבנך. No, not to, your child. You know what we're doing in Pesach? And by the way, it's obligation. I was a guest in one rabbi house in Jamaica State. And the rabbi invited me to his house. Bukharian Hills is where I live. Don't make balagan, please. Listen to this. I came into the rabbi house and he asked me, Rabbi, don't sit in here, sit a few chairs. I was very surprised. The first time that they put me far away from the... I said, okay, anavak, humility is good. But I asked myself, why did he put me so far? And then I see he put his children. And he teach me a message and he said, Rabbi Vaknin, God forbid, it's not because I don't respect you. I mean, but I respect my children much more. For many rabbis. No rabbi sit next to me. My children is always first. Not only Pesach, every Shabbat, every day. We do it once a year. Once a year is obligation of Pesach to put your children, and then they're going to ask the questions, מה נשתנה, and then you're going to make games, and then the Afikoman, and then the Karpas, and all this show. You know what we're doing? We're taking matzot, and we live in the house, and we knocking. So we're screaming, Iftach el-bab ya shabab, Iftach el-bab, like Egyptians. أنا بحبك أوي أوي, أنا بحبك كتير. They open the door and we say, when Antu? Where are you coming from? We said, from Egypt. أنا بمصرיים. Where are you going to? Yerushalayim, and everybody's singing. And all these show that we're doing is why? To keep the children alive. To keep the children awake. The gift that we're giving and the food that we're doing, everything. Why? Because in Pesach is the first month of the year. Is to remind you, Banenu arevim ba'adenu. Your children is the most important part. But it's not only for Pesach, it's for the whole year. We're doing it once a night, and they later, that's it. I don't have time. No. Ashrei yoshvei betecha. Your children, but if you're going to stay all day long, every night in the house, then you're going to have issues because, somebody mentioned, how can we let my husband leave the house? Not out of, so what do you do with the house? Finally, this month, you're going to see your husband every night in the house, 2 hours, staring at you. And you staring at him. And then balagan start. Balagan, you start to fight. And he start, and comments, and the children see it. What an embarrassment. Why? So what do we have to do to avoid these obstacles? What? Every night?
Twice a week.
Okay, but what do you do with the other 3 days or 4 days? Listen to this. He was a man by the name, a professor from Seattle University. His name is John Gottman. Professor John Gottman took 3,000 couples and he put them in a hotel, in a big place. Each one of them got a room, a beautiful room, fancy schmancy, for a few days. And they pay, it was experiment. Experiment. They pay for everything. The condition is the camera have to be on. The camera have to be on. Yes. No. I told them where to sit. And in that table, when they sit, the camera have to be on. And he give them some topic to speak about. They have to ask the topic, and only then the camera is on. The camera was shut off, the whole experiment was shut off. But only that time, why? Because that topic was the most sincere. They had to fight. He created everybody to argue. And after they argued, did you know this experiment? Did you ever heard it? Brilliant experiment. He said, it took him 3 minutes when he saw a husband and wife argue to decide these people will stay married and will divorce. You know what's the rate of success? 3 minutes. 95%. How can you see a couple argue 3 minutes and you can decide if they're going to stay married or not? I mean, it's not normal. This is unreal. He's not a prophet. He's a Jew, yes, but he's not a prophet. I don't know if he's even religious. I hope he's religious, but I don't know. So what exactly he knew that we don't know? Listen to his conclusion. And this is going to be the message of tonight. 4 things that we do in a fight that prove either we're going to stay in marriage or either, God forbid, it's not going to work out. The first one is bikoret, rebuking, correcting each other. Especially you ladies, because you love to correct. Every second we are alive, you have comment to say. Why you wake up here? Why you didn't fix the bed? Why you didn't put the stairs? Why you didn't close the door? Why you forget the keys? Why? Lama. All day long, woman, you're expert of correcting. First of all, I will remind you that we didn't get married with our mother. I mean, you're not our mother the same way that we're not your fathers. So don't correct, we're not in the school and we're not in the house. We got married to have a good life. To hear all day long complain doesn't help the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to ask you not to rebuke. Do it, but do it right. What do you mean do it right? So listen to what he said. הביקורת חייבת להיות על המעשה ולא על האדם. The rebuke have to be on the act and not on the person. You are a liar, you are lazy, you're always like this, you never help me. All these big statements do not help the situation. Cost the rate of divorce 95% lower. Do not tell the person that is bad. The act is bad. Teach him how to fix it. You're always late. You choose your friend over me. Even if you're right, you're wrong. It's not going to help. When you tell a child that he's dumb or he's a liar, the child says, wow, my parents told me that I'm a liar. Wow. So I will prove it to him that I'm going to be professional. I'm a good liar, exactly. I will prove it to them that I'm going to become. Do not rebuke the person. You are crooked. You are cheap. And a minute later, you're asking your husband, can you go to Pesach? You know how much costs Pesach vacation? $15,000 to $20,000 easily. And a minute before you told them you are the cheapest person alive, or in Russia they call it krachavo. Bullshit. And later, a minute later, you tell them, listen, I need to buy a new dress. You know what he's doing? Rahmat Kona is going to say Kaddish on the new dress. It Gadal, I'm going to prove it to you that you're right. I'm not the cheap. I'm the cheapest. What a beautiful, huh? When you rebuke, do not make it personal. Do not rebuke the person. Rebuke the act. Even better. Ladies, I will tell you something that will change your life. Wow. Something that will change your life. It's two ways to rebuke. My husband, you come late, my husband this, or my husband, I need you to spend time with me. I need you to help me with the children. I need you to help me with the dishes or to help me with cleaning the house. I need a vacation. You know that when a man need, for our ego, so I see him, what do you need? What do you need? You're going to get kapara. What do you need? Just say it. What do you need? Tomorrow morning, kapara. איפה travel agent? What? A man, when he hear the word, when we hear the word, I need, what do you need, kapara? What do you need? I'm here to serve you. Need, meaning, you give him, what do the men love the most? And I believe women love it even more. I'm not talking about physical act. I'm not talking about, intimacy. In intimacy, what's the most important? Ask every man. You know which act you can do to a man that you love the most? In intimacy? Not intimacy. Putting your head in his shoulder when he hug you. You know what the great feeling is that? Why? גמרנו, his ego is in the sky. Why she need me? Kapara, she need me. My baby, kapara, and anything. A word that you said, I need, instead of attack. You change, wow. Asaf, beautiful example, huh? מי לא יכול?
The husband.
I'm going to try, okay. But at least it's not going to be fight. And at least you didn't go against him personally. Okay, 100%. No, 100%. It doesn't mean that every time, it doesn't mean that he's going to have to answer right. It doesn't mean that he's always going to, I agree, 100%. But at least you didn't attack him. Next time, he's going to say yes. 3 times, he's going to say yes. This is reality. But when you attack him, the response is in purpose, dafka. I will prove it to you that you will never go to a vacation. You will never do this. Go into your wife and tell your wife, you have to cook. Next time you're going to see food. One time I made a mistake with my wife. I said, you have to cook. According to the Rambam, Halacha b'Shulchan Aruch, a woman have to cook, to clean, to bake. By the way, this Halacha. She have to make laundry. You have to, the same way that I have to pay the rent. Then I saw in the fridge there a lot of phone numbers. Chinese restaurant, Mexican restaurant, Japanese, Bulgarian, anything. She said, either you want to fly to Israel to your mama, she's going to cook you, or either you can order food from the restaurant. They have to do it when you pay money. Tell your wife you have to. But if you tell your wife, I love your food. Last night when there was no dinner, I really miss it. Wow. My husband is in need. Emet? Now, how many of you really are going to change? How many of you are going to leave this class and will apply it to your life? A speech is amazing. When you hear the speech, you say, wow, I came to a life-changing speech. How many of you really will change it? You know what? From tomorrow, I'm staying at home. From tomorrow, I will tell my husband, I will never tell him he's wrong. I need. When you say I need, you put balagan in the eyes, extension, building department, and you tell them, my husband, I need, kapara, Jonam Bazam, I need. You know what's going to happen? Your life is going to, but still we're going to go against. No, a minute that we get flip. No need, no nothing. you're like this. I remember they told me about you before we got married. 3 generations cheap people. Your father and grandfather Ahmad Kuna was also cheap. This is from Bukhara, they know you, the whole family, balagan. And then a minute later you ask him. A minute later you ask him to spend money. One thing. Second, no, באמת, you came to a class, you don't understand. Ish. Out of respect to this beautiful synagogue, באמת, beautiful community. I'm very rare leaving my synagogues, but I cannot say no to Rabbi Zvonunov, Rabbi Daniel Zvonunov, one of a kind. Gentlemen, באמת, ladies, you are lucky to have such a rabbi. Rabbi Daniel Zvonunov and his wife. God gave to any community, thank God you took him before other community took him. Now this is his home. But thank God you're lucky, באמת, that is the rabbis of this community. I cannot tell him no, and I cannot tell Asaf. For his good heart, for everything that he's doing for the community, for all the big guys that here supporting everything that happened in these communities. The Almighty God will pay you, don't worry. Lo envy chazev, Hashem will pay you 1,000 times over. But remember, Asher Yevatecha. Next time Asaf is calling, where are you? אשר בביתך עוד יעללוך תהילה אשרי העם שככה לו אשרי העם שאמונה ילוקה תהילה לדוד וואי now all the ladies will leave here one message my husband and עליך אשרי בביתך all day long she's going to read only chapter 1 and 3 only she's going to repeat it loud אשרי יושבי ביתך. Okay, we got the message. No, it's the same chapter again and again and again. Okay. איך? נכון. מה שעה? וואי, נראיתי שיש לי משהו. Okay. So next, we're going to try to wrap it. The second one is, the second thing that you cannot do when you argue, when you're rebuking, when you fight. You know what this doctor saw, John Gottman? He saw the way that disrespect in a fight. How many times when you spoke with your wife and you see your wife, they have a way to disrespect us. A man have a way to disrespect his wife. And a woman have a way to disrespect, and all of us falling down. A man, you know how a man doesn't respect his wife? Mimic. We're expert to mimic our wife. Why do you repeat my voice? We're doing it and it almost ended. Why? You know what the lack of respect is that? Rate of divorce, 95%. Very simple. Even if you argue, do not ever this. And how that a woman doesn't respect the husband? They have these moving eyes, בטח. She doesn't need to do nothing. Just the eyes to moving. Nothing. Do not disrespect. When somebody look at you and is telling you something, listen to this. Listen and do not disrespect. And then number 3, do not, how do you say it? Itgunenut. When somebody rebuke us, what do? We respond right away. And how do we? Woman, export of rebuke. Men, export, world renown, to take the rebuke and to flip it. That you ever realize every time you tell your wife something bad, later on you're the one that apologize. I'm sorry, my husband. I don't know, how did we get in? We are expert, we flip it with it. Wow, it's because of you. You're the one that started this. I don't understand. I told you that I need you to come home. No, you're the reason you make me such a thing. I don't want to come. Instead of saying very simple, I'm sorry. I will try better. Don't flip the rebuke. Don't be mitgonen. Mitgonen meaning defensive. Beautiful. All of us getting defensive mood. Beautiful. This is the right word. Thank you. Defensive mood. This is what we do. And that one is a mistake. And last but not least, some of us getting to meuban. In Hebrew they call it meuban, meaning cold mood. Somebody rebuke you, somebody argue with you, you know what? They call it apathy? Apathy? No, not empathy. Empathy is good. Apathy in relationship is the worst level. When you don't respond to me, when you're not talking to me, when 3 days you're going at home like I'm not exist. By the way, this is the worst moment in the relationship. As long as your wife is screaming at you, it's a good time. First of all, you hear the voice of your wife, it's a beautiful voice. Second, the whole neighbor hear the voice of your wife, they enjoy it. And number 3, she care. She care. How do you know that she care? She's still upset. When somebody do not upset, he doesn't care. If you're going to see your brother invest money in a stock that you know that the stock is going down, you know what you're going to do to your father? You're going to come, boom, you're going to slap him, and don't do it. But if you're going to see somebody that you don't know invest the money, millions of people, you're not going to try to stop them. Why not? Because this is not really your business. This is the emet. So we have 4 things that when we argue, we have to remember. The first one is, do not rebuke the person. Rebuke the act, and even better, I need. I need is the miracle job. The second one is, do not work in these defense systems. Do not blame the one. What you have to do is, I'm sorry. That's it. You don't have to be, I'm sorry in everything. I'm sorry in 1 item. At least you took the flames out. Number 3 is, do not disrespect in a fight. And number 4, do not become cold. Care. If you remember these 4 acts, and you remember that the Shosh V'Vetecha, your home is going to be a perfect home. My name is Rabbi Yeshua Vaklin, once again, and I approve this message. Thank you very much once again for coming to the class. We have the rabbi